Hi, I'm Neil Snyder, and this is Snyder Talk Video Commentary. The Bible introduces the concept of good and evil in Genesis chapter 2. Genesis 2:9 says, "Out of the ground Yahweh God caused to grow every tree that is pleasing to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil." Yahweh's creation changed dramatically when Satan deceived Eve and she and Adam ate fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil against Yahweh's explicit command. Their sin forged a gulf between God and man that remains mankind's most pressing problem, and it was not simply eating forbidden fruit. They attempted to usurp Yahweh's sovereignty and impose their own authority over God's creation. That's something Yahweh will not permit. He won't relinquish sovereignty over His creation to anyone. I taught at the University of Virginia for 25 years, and today I'm a chaired professor emeritus at UVA. While I lived in Virginia, I read the Washington Post. It was delivered to my house every morning at about 4 o'clock, and I read it religiously. I'll never forget an article in the Post about a problem in the Fairfax County school system that was causing a great deal of concern among parents of school-age kids. Homosexuality had become a fad, and school administrators were trying to figure out how to deal with it. The article said that normal kids were experimenting with the gay lifestyle because it was the in thing. School administrators and parents wanted to stop it. A few years earlier, I had read an article in The Atlantic that examined the facts concerning homosexuality. The author concluded that no scientific evidence exists to support the theory that people are born homosexual. There is still no conclusive scientific evidence supporting that theory, and it's not for lack of trying to find it. Scientists in many disciplines continue to work tirelessly to answer that question, but to no avail. School administrators and parents in Fairfax County were wise to take the problem seriously. The lack of evidence hasn't stopped people from pushing the homosexual agenda. A few days ago, the American Library Association announced that it was adding gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender youth literature to its prestigious Youth Media Award. The announcement said, and I'm quoting, "Authors and illustrators of gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender, or GLBT, literature for youth will have their fingers crossed in hopes of receiving the coveted Stonewall Children's and Young Adult Literature Award. Children's books regarding the GLBT experience are critical tools in teaching tolerance, acceptance, and the importance of diversity. Our nation is one of diverse cultures and lifestyle, and it is important for parents, educators, and librarians to have access to quality children's books that represent a spectrum of cultures. The demand for quality GLBT children's books continues to grow as the nation becomes more diverse. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, an estimated 14 million children have a gay or lesbian parent, and the most current U.S. Census data shows that more than 56% of same-sex households have at least one child under the age of 18. That's the end of the quote. As you can see, nothing has changed since the beginning. People still can't resist attempting to usurp Yahweh's sovereignty and trying to impose their own authority over His creation. Yahweh didn't allow it in the Garden of Eden, and He won't allow it now. In Isaiah 5:20, we're told, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who substitute darkness for light and light for darkness." We would do well to take those words to heart. Yahweh hasn't changed one iota, and He never will. We need to recognize evil and call it what it is. This Snyder Talk commentary is available on YouTube, but you can also find it at www.snydertalk.com. That's SNYDERTALK.com. When you open Snyder Talk, go to the pages in the column on the right and scroll down to Snyder Talk YouTube channel. Snyder Talk is updated daily with important news items and opinion pieces from around the world, but it focuses primarily on Israel. I hope you'll become a regular reader of Snyder Talk, and I hope you'll consider sharing the site with your friends. Thank you very much for your time.